Hey everyone, welcome back to Crochet Delight. I'm Barbara, and today I'm doing the Darn Good Yarn review. So my boyfriend's my cameraman today.
Hi.
I don't have my, up here.
Tripod.
Thank you. So I'm trying to cancel the kit because I don't like it. This is my 5th one, and this is last month's kit. I did take a look. And this is what you get. You get a total of 3 buttons. And you get more roving yarn. Now, something about the roving yarn, and of course, obviously, you get the pattern book. It has 2 crochet patterns, 2 knit patterns, which that's a good deal. But something I noticed about the yarn, let's see if I can find an end here. There we go. What they don't tell you or show you, which, let's see if it does it in this one. Kind of. If you break it apart, you'll see there's white on the inside. That's because the color is sprayed on. I've already started taking apart one thing of yarn. I believe it was the first one that I had gotten, or the second one that I had gotten. It's got white through it, and that's because they sprayed it. They sprayed the color on. You can't see it that well with this one, but that's pretty much because this is loose. The other ones, the ones that are wound more tightly, spun more tightly, those ones you can definitely tell that it's been sprayed on, not dyed. And the last one that had the black that went around it, you can definitely tell that it was sprayed on because there's some of that residue on that one. And while that is a black strip of the recycled silk, it's still sprayed. It's not dyed properly. It had everything you needed to adhere the color to it, but it's only on the outside. It's most definitely not all the way through. This one has more coverage because they didn't spin this so loose, so tight like all the others. They spun this one loosely. So, and there's also a good chance that they colored this roving before they spun it. But for the most part, the last couple kits, they give the impression that it's been sprayed on and not fully dyed. So I don't like that. I'm gonna take them all apart and turn them into little bits that I can add into some actual yarn as little bits of color. But that's all I'm going to use them for. I'm going to take my carders, I'm going to card it, and I'm going to use them as an add-in, because I am not happy with the fact that the color isn't all the way through. This is something where the product is supposed to be really good, considering where it came from and how it's made, and you would think that to get the most out of it, they would want to make sure it's a good product, and that the color went all the way through, and that, and you guys know my problem with the roving yarn. You can see all the little lumps and bumps. That's because it's pulling. It's literally pulling apart. And you don't even have to try to pull it apart. If you have to rework your project over and over again, this is the worst type of yarn you could use because it will come apart. Your hook or your needle will go right through it. And really, 3 little buttons, is that all they could do for this kit? It's like the amount is getting a little more and more pathetic for this kit. So, with that being said, I'm canceling my kit, and unfortunately this will be the last Darn Good Yarn review, unless I hear that everyone else is getting better kits, and then I might start it back up, but I highly doubt it. Once I set my mind to something, it's set, and my mind is set on canceling. I may love these colors, but I don't like the yarn. I don't like what it's made out of. I do like what it's made out of, I just wish it was better. And no. But that's it for now, so have a delightful day, and happy hooking, everyone. Bye! Alright, so before I really leave you guys behind, I'm gonna let my boyfriend give you his first impression of this kit. So, what do you think of the Darn Good Yarn kit? And bear in mind, everyone, he knows absolutely nothing about yarn.
This is correct. Well, first off, before we get into any nitty-gritty details, how much do these cost a month again?
For me, it's about $14. Mm-hmm. That's $10 plus about $4 for shipping. Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be a $10 thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. Just looking here again. Well, just based on what actually came in here, this is a really lackluster effort. You know, you told me all the things that was going on with this, that this is actually just colored instead of it actually being genuine. And for my personal opinion, this is supposed to be silk, but it feels like, it doesn't feel particularly smooth. Like, you know, like when I think of silk, I think of it being kind of, you know, soft and pleasant to feel. This doesn't. This just kind of feels rough. And then you got these dinky little buttons. You know, like if the, you know, it's like if, wait, what are these made out of? Is it just plastic or metal or what is it?
I think they're plastic.
Oh, in that case, fuck that. And this is just a little booklet. Yeah, this is shit. This is jack shit. There's barely anything in this fucking box. You pay $14 a month for this? That's a goddamn ripoff.
Oh, I didn't notice this about... Okay. So, another thing that I forgot to say to you guys is this kit only has 2 patterns. It has 1 crochet pattern and 1 knit pattern this time. Typically, there's 2 knit patterns and 2 crochet patterns. And it's a little book.
Yeah, they're slipping up. God damn. You know, like, this isn't even my expertise, and even I can tell you, this is garbage.
Yeah. So, what do you think about where the money is supposed to go? The money's supposed to go to the ladies in India that make this stuff.
Well, you know, like, I'm sure it's a hard job over there with all, like, you know, it's like they're treated fairly there, right? Or is it kind of like more of a sweatshop? Oh, a sweatshop. Oh.
I think in some parts it's a sweatshop and in some parts it's not. They pretty much make this stuff to help support themselves.
In that case, I feel a little bit guilty for saying some of the things I just said. Because for all I know, there could be some poor lady who, you know, like, is struggling to make ends meet. Who made, you know,
for my reviews, what I do is I rate the box itself, like what is in it, not the backstory.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So,
like, yeah.
But what do you think about where the money goes?
Where the money goes? Well, I hope it goes to those ladies who do the effort, but I don't think it goes to it. I think it just goes to the people at the top. And that sucks. Like, you know, I used to work in, like, one of those, you know, like, Target. I just recently left there, and it's like, fucking corporate wouldn't offer to give me more hours until all of a sudden recently was just, hey, around the time where I'm finally quitting this goddamn thing. So, fuck you. But yeah, God, that sucks. Ugh. I'm sorry if I can't, this isn't becoming awkward, is it?
No.
Okay, alright.
It's an honest review from someone who has no clue whatsoever about yarn, silk, or anything like that. Nothing to do with the fiber arts.
Yeah, I'm no expert. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
But from your point of view, this box is...
not worth it.
Alright.
Is this going to be a bonus video uploaded right after the...
No.
Oh.
I'm linking it right to the other one.
Oh, boy. Well, that's what I said. It's a bonus video, like, right after.
Well, it's bonus footage. Not a complete separate video.
Okay. I see where you're getting at. Crafty little girl, you.
Alright, so you guys just heard my boyfriend's view of this, and like I said before, he knows absolutely nothing about the fiber arts, nothing about making yarn, nothing about anything. And he's rating this box
pretty bad.
And that's just based off of what's in the box. So for the price, it's
$14, not worth it.
Yeah.
You could, it's like...
I mean, I know they go and say that it's a $10 box, but they don't tell you that you have to pay shipping. If it's supposed to be a $10 box, period, that should be it. Shipping should be in it. But it's not. So for the price, I pay almost $15 for this box. I'm not willing to stick with it.
I paid, some things, I bought some things for $15. Way more worth and value than something like this.
I mean, I know personally that spinning yarn is not easy, and that it takes quite a while, but for the price of this box, for a subscription box, aren't you supposed to make it a little bit more worth it? Like, worth a little more than what you're actually paying for the box? Because you're supposed to be getting it at a discount. And I know that this stuff on their website is usually a little more expensive, but it's a club box and you're supposed to have a little more than just a crappy yarn that they decide to pawn off on their club members the most. I mean, I think that's why they created the box, was so that they could get rid of the yarn that nobody really wants. I honestly don't think people want the roving yarn that well or that much just because of the fact that it pills too much. It comes apart too easily.
Sorry, I was just reading.
That's okay.
Yeah, I was looking at the thing. Saying the lady who...
But alright, let's let them go. So, bye everyone!
See ya.